On Thanksgiving morning, 1995 in Massachusetts, there's no one more fitting to send the runners on their way than Boston Billy Rogers.
Thank marshals, and I salute every one of you. I think this is the quintessential American sport. Everybody's out here, so let's have a great day. See you out there.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Saucony Running and Racing. I'm Marty LaCory in Andover, Mass., where we're going to spend our Thanksgiving morning with about 8,000 of our closest friends who've been turning out every year for the Marshall's Feaster 5 road race. A little later on in the program, I'm going to show you one of the reasons why this race has been so successful. We've got 4 previous winners of the Boston Marathon in the field. We'll talk to some of them later, but right now, the race is ready to go. Jack Fultz, who won one of the hottest Boston Marathons ever, the Run for the Hoses in 1976, next to 2-time winner Joan Samuelson, both jogging in place to keep warm on this 30-degree day. In this historical city, only a real musket will do. We can safely say that this race is the largest in the 350-year history of Andover, Massachusetts. The 8th running of the Marshall's Feaster 5-mile road race has drawn over 8,000 runners for the 5K and 5-mile. A record turnout for this race, which drew only 400 runners 8 years ago in its inaugural year. The Hoyts, Father Dick pushing son Rick, one of the hundreds of families that chose to start their Thanksgiving day with a race. Their contribution to dinner will be 2 apple pies, as every finisher receives a pie for their race effort. We have a lot to be grateful for this Thanksgiving on Running and Racing, including a new sponsor, Saucony.
Our tagline is loyal to the sport, and we feel that that helps to pay off the positioning of Saucony as being a company that cares about the runners. We support the runners at the grassroots level, so we're at events all over the country and all over the world, and this Running and Racing sponsorship, I think, will show that Saucony's committed to the sport of running.
Women's leader Cara Malloy, a good example of a Saucony-sponsored athlete. She wins a lot of races in the Boston area, but needs a few years of maturity to transfer her winning ways to the national level. Men's leader Joe Roca is a high school teacher who hopes to teach the rest of the field about going out hard and holding on for the win. This race is about other things, however, than winning. It's about families having fun together on a holiday that is not known for its outdoor exercise, and about helping others less fortunate, as proceeds from this race go to Lazarus House Ministries to develop programs for battered women and children. And over 16,000 feet will make a difference for them. Bill Rogers, the spiritual leader of the New England running family, leads the men's Masters race. And in the black leg tights, running in second in the women's race, Joan Benoit Samuelson, the First Lady of New England running. Both regulars at this race with their families in tow. But it's corporate concern that makes this holiday celebration possible.
That's what Marshall's wanted it to be, a family event. Marshall's is a family company, and that's what we wanted, and that's what it's turning out to be. Hopefully next year we'll have 10,000 runners.
Last year's winner, George Yanellis, on the right, and hill runner extraordinaire Dave Dunham are in close pursuit of leader Joe Roca as the 8,000-plus runners pass through historic Andover, Massachusetts. Home to Phillips Andover Academy, and for 4 years at least, home to future first jogger George Bush. Dunham in the headband and defending champion Ellis in black, now working together to close the gap to Roca. We'll take a break, but return to the Marshall's Feaster 5-miler. Marty LaCory back at the Marshall's Feaster 5 road race, where the leaders are now on a downhill stretch that has enabled Dave Dunham in the headband and George Yanellis in black to cozy up to Joe Roca, who's been leading past the halfway point. Roca, it seems, was waiting for this, and once again increases the tempo. The women's race continues to be led by Cara Malloy of Westford, Mass., running with 76 Boston Marathon winner Jack Fultz. But just behind them, looking fit and relaxed, 1984 Olympic Marathon champion Joan Benoit Samuelson in the long black tights. When we last saw Joan, she was winning the Casco Bay Half Marathon on Running and Racing just a few weeks ago. She's running better now than she has in years. I'm sure it's no coincidence the Women's Olympic Marathon trials are less than 3 months away. Except for a few gray hairs at the temples and possibly better form, the 1995 model looks as good as the 84 version. Joe Roca not ready to relinquish the lead in the men's race, but will yield for a moment for a report on the National Summer Biathlon Championship.